This conference will
Thank
now
you.
be recorded.
There we go.
There it is.
Okay. Mr. Kirk
Yes.
and Amy, there were 2 new board members appointed. Are they here with us?
I don't think
I don't
so.
want to bust in. Could anybody hear Trainer?
Who is
Yeah.
Trainer?
Mr. Trainer is up top on the right, Emmanuel Trainer.
Okay,
No clue.
thank you.
Okay.
Chairman Shepherd, the reason that we weren't going to put anyone on the board this evening is because the next meeting would be our reorganization, which made much more sense.
Okay. All right. First order of business. I have a flag. Can you see it? I didn't have one last month. So I would ask you to stand or sit, but I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I hope you all agree with that. So if you don't, you shouldn't be here. Okay. Chairman's statement. The notice of the requirements for the open public meeting law. This meeting has been satisfied. Copy notice has been sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster and filed with the office of the Township Clerk, July 19th, 2019. I'm not going to read the emergency notice. There's nobody there. And if you want to smoke in your own house, that's your own problem. Board policy, no new cases will be started after 10 p.m. No new testimony will be taken after 10:30. In addition, the applicant is limited to 45 minutes of testimony. Minutes for approval, May 21st, 2020. Someone please offer.
Mr. Worrell offers.
Mr. Fuller, second.
Amy, please call the roll.
Mr. Fuller?
Aye.
Mr. Malta?
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Van Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Worrell?
Yes.
We're good?
Yes.
Resolutions and
Amy?
memorializations.
Yes.
Amy Shawanda Beal is also present.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, thank
I
you.
didn't know you came in. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawanda. Board of Adjustment, resolutions and memorializations. Mark, how do I do this? Since they're not published, if anybody wants to read them, what do I do?
Well, they're on file in the clerk's office.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the board, Board of Adjustment Secretary's office, the planning office. They are not, actually, the resolutions are technically the board's work product, and it's for the board members to review and vote on. So from now on, I think, Amy, if we're not going to be posting them, then they should be, I guess, sent to the board members, prior to the meetings via email.
Okay.
But I think that these have been out there for a while, so we can vote on them.
Okay, so Jose and Maria Borges, block 35, lot 4, 1136 West Park Avenue, Ocean, bulk variance approval. Nisam Asabi, block 40.01, lot 4, 406 Steel Road, Ocean, bulk variance approval. And Stephen and Rita Niffel, block 64, lot 7, 715 Myrtle Avenue, West Allenhurst, bulk variance approval. Someone please offer.
Worrell offers.
Second.
Who's second?
Russ Malton.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Fuller?
Cases carried. Cases carried. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr.
Amy,
Fuller?
please call a roll.
Yes. Fuller Rose, yes.
Mr. Malta?
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mr. Van Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Worrell?
Yes.
Ms. Beal,
Yes.
We're good?
that's for all of them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Okay, case is carried to July 16th, 2020. Morris Dweck, Block 43, Lot 1.2, 300 Parker Avenue, Deal Park. 485 South Edgemere Drive LLC, Block 76, Lot 5. 485 South Edgemere Drive, West Allenhurst. Patricia and Strano Burke, Block 141, Lot 14, 3408 Sunset Avenue, Ocean. Hold on, I gotta put stronger glasses on. Okay, here we go. Whoa,
Excuse me, Henry?
yes,
The last one is supposed to be 335 Roosevelt. I just realized there's a typo. Just for
where's
when you read it.
335 Roosevelt?
The last one on the carried list for July 16th.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Thank you.
lot Larchwood Minion, block 8.02, lots 2 and 23, 48 Larchwood Avenue, Ocean. Hillel School, block 34.03, lots 2.201, 5.01, 5.02, and 6. 1025 Deal Road, Ocean. Orrin Linder, block 40.03, lot 3, 608 Deal Road, Ocean. William Larkin, block 25.07, lot 12, 190 Belmar Avenue, Oakhurst. Seth Cohen, block 22, lot 33, 238 Overlook Avenue, Oakhurst. AEI Holdings, block 182, lot 88, 14 Highway 35, Ocean. And 335 Roosevelt Avenue, block 19, lot 3, 190 Belmar Avenue, Oakhurst. Case is carried to August 20th, 2020. Fahar and Rebecca Salome, block 22, lot 44.02, 249 Overbrook Avenue, Ocean. That brings us to our first case tonight. John and Jeanette Keegan, block 25.32, lot 14, 232 Cliffwood Avenue, Oakhurst, zone R4. This is, oh, wait a minute. I skipped something. Oh, no, I didn't. This is an application to replace an existing 10-foot wide driveway and expand it to a width of 18 feet to expand 2.5 concrete walk to width of approximately 6 foot, as well as concrete and 18 feet wide, 10-foot deep patio with variances for setback. Amy, please mark the packet. Amy,
Yes,
did you mark the packet?
I did, yes.
Okay, Bill, do you have a report?
Yeah, usually Jim gives his first, Mr. Chairman.
I know. Jim, you have a report?
Yes, I do. I'll try and make it quick. The applicant is proposing to replace an existing deteriorated 10-foot wide driveway and expand it to a width of approximately 18 feet and to expand a 2.5-foot wide concrete walk with a width of approximately 6 feet to create an 18-foot wide, 10-foot deep patio on each side of the building. The site is an undersized 75-foot wide lot, 90 feet is required, and the existing attached garage is set back 6.8 feet from the northern side property line. The ordinance requires a driveway to be a minimum of 5 feet from the property line and all other accessory structures to be set back a minimum of 10 feet from the side property line. The existing driveway is approximately 6 foot from the side property line and 0 feet is proposed. The existing walkway is approximately 2.5 feet wide and set back approximately 4 feet from the side property line. A setback of 0 feet is proposed. And the proposed patio will be an extension of the walkway and will have a 0-foot side setback. The area between the existing driveway and sidewalk that is to be paved is currently barren and apparently gravel covered. Consequently, the appearance of the site after the proposed changes will not change appreciably. The major concern I have is that there is a mature tree located at the northwest corner of the lot within the right-of-way. Extending the pavement to be coincident with the property line as proposed would require the removal of this tree. If the board is inclined to approve the application, I recommend that the driveway width be maintained at 10 feet within the right-of-way to allow for the protection of that tree. Because of the grade of the lot, it's possible that a small retaining wall would also be necessary on the south side of the driveway, where it's proposed to be expanded by 2 or 3 feet.
Thank you. Bill?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I have a report. I'll give it verbally. I don't have any problem in general with what the applicants are proposing, but I do have a problem going to 0-foot setback. I recommended in my letter 2 feet. The reason for that is kind of simple. First of all, there's a fence kind of along the property line. It's hard to tell because the survey is out of date, which is not the applicant's fault. That's what we require for documents. Having
Right.
said that, you can't pave right up to a fence. Okay, and if you did, or if there was no fence, a neighbor is allowed to put a fence on his property. So if you pave to the common boundary line and he digs a hole for a fence post, he can undermine your driveway, and then you got the Hatfields and the McCoys shooting across the fence. So it's just never a good idea to have a 0 setback. So I can even go with 18 inches, but no less than 18 inches, which the driveway can also be expanded to the south some. I think it's got to be anyway. The sidewalk along the house doesn't exist anymore. So it could be somewhere between 4'9" and 5'3" and still be 18 inches from the property line. And again, I have no problem with the patio where they're proposing it, as long as there's a setback of 18 inches from the property line. I think it's important to have some setback for practical reasons, not for any other reason.
Okay.
With regard to the tree, I don't have as much of a concern with the tree as Jim does, because the tree is old and it's at a wacky angle, and if it goes over, it's going to do more damage than would be done if it was professionally removed. That's
Okay.
my opinion. Having said that, keeping the driveway 10 feet within the right of way could be expanded to the south with no problem, and that would at least allow double cars to get in and out if they're parked parallel to each other in the driveway. So I don't have a problem. If the board decides they want to keep the tree, that's fine, but I don't think the driveway still has to be 10 feet. It can expand to the south in the right of way.
Okay.
And this is Jim. I don't have a problem with the removal of the tree, but I wanted to point it out to the board so the board can make an informed decision.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Keegan, where are you? Raise your hand, please.
Hi.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, who's going to testify?
I guess I will. Can you hear me?
Okay, tell us what you'd like to do.
Okay, so we'd like to expand the width of the driveway. We can park 2 cars side by side to get more vehicles off the road, especially because, traffic has increased on our once quiet street when we moved in 25 years ago. It's become a little more hazardous, so we'd like to be able to get 2 cars off the road and park them side by side. If we went all the way from the property line on the north side to the edge of the existing building, that would be darn near exactly 18 feet. And 18 feet seems to be a relatively common width for a lot of the driveways around our neighborhood that I've seen that are 2 lanes wide. It's mentioned about us staying back, whatever, 1 foot, 2 foot, whatever, from the north side, and moving the driveway corresponding to the south. That theoretically could be done, except now the building, we're pushing up against the existing house. In addition, the property is not level to the south side of the driveway. It ramps up, so that would require some regrading and so on the south side if we had to move the south edge of the driveway. Does that make sense? Going through?
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I think I have one, Henry.
Go ahead.
It's Rich Van Wagner. I'm sorry, I get some feedback. So I thought I heard that I think it was Mr. Keegan, the testifier, say that at the end I couldn't quite pick it up, but there was issues with the south side in terms of needing some grading there. But and I just want to be helpful to the application as we're trying to deal with here. I don't know if that's necessarily a planning. Sorry. I don't know if that's a planning justification that it's, that you have to grade there. I think what we're trying to do is, as we always do, be guided by the standards we have to be guided by. And I understand, maybe the tree issue is something we can work with, but I think, when our professional says zero setback is, I don't think we've dealt with many of those is all I'm saying. So if there was a way to mitigate that, I think we should. Did Jeremy?
So this is John. May I make a comment? I'm sorry that we're new to this process and, don't know all the rules and so on. But if the main issue is going all the way to 0 from the property line on north, we'd be glad to accommodate, something else that's reasonable. There is an existing fence there put up by my neighbor on the north side, and obviously we're not looking to disturb that or undermine it or anything like that.
Sure.
If you require, 6 inches, 12 inches, whatever, we can accommodate.
Sure.
No problem.
How about 18 inches?
Well,
I think that's what our professional suggests.
So, my only concern is right now from the property line to the house, right now as it stands, that's 18 feet. And 18 feet seems to be a common measure for 2-lane driveways. So now if we have to move in 1.5 feet from the north side, I can't move the house 1.5 feet, to the south. So I'm not sure, what options professionals might have an idea.
Well, we're talking about.
I don't think you need.
We're
I
talking
don't
about.
think you need to move the house. I think what Mr. Chairman, I think what he's trying to do is talk about the distance between the northerly property line and his home. But the house is set back something like 34 feet. So if you're going to park 2 cars side by side, number one, I would recommend a 20-foot driveway as long as you're going through this whole exercise, Mr. Keegan, because I have an 18-foot driveway in a property that we own, and it's virtually impossible to park 2 cars and get out of them. Okay, so I think I'm serious. So I'm telling you from my own experience, and I didn't plan it, but it's just what's there. I think if you're going to go through this whole exercise, go to 20 feet, you'll be happier. Okay, but having said that, as long as you keep the wide part, the driveway, forward of your home, you're not restricted by the side wall of the home because you got 34 feet from there to the street. The car is maybe 16 feet long, so you could almost fit 4 cars in a 20-foot wide driveway between the right of way and your home, even if you sneak across the front of it a little bit.
Yeah, well, okay, good points. Let me just mention that as it was mentioned earlier in the course of this evening, this survey is the original survey from when we moved in 25 years ago. Approximately 15 years ago, we built a porch on the front of the house. That porch comes out from that survey 10 feet. So now, and that measures, I'll say, let me see, if the garage is 6.8 feet from the edge of the property line, and the garage itself is 12 feet from the property line, so that's, 18 feet plus or minus. Then the existing house comes, I guess that would be west 6 feet, but then there's a porch on the front of the house which comes out another 10 feet. So that's a total of 16 feet out towards the road. Does that make sense?
Well, I was there. I mean, I'm not disputing that. That's why I made the statement that your survey is not up to date. Having said that, I still think you can do what I'm talking about. But, you know, it's up to you to provide the documents. The board can't act on something. They have no idea what they're looking at.
I have to tell you, we have no idea what we're looking at here. So, Bill, I'm relying.
I don't think it's necessary for the Keegans. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary for the Keegans to get a whole new survey. But
Okay.
If Mr. Keegan has a concern, a valid concern, and I'm not saying there's anything concern is not valid, then it's up to him to somehow, even if he does it by sketch and dimension, update that so that the board has an accurate picture in front of him, because it's not accurate. It's not easy to interpolate all this without a real picture.
Yeah, this is Jim. I have a picture of the site on my report, and it looks to me as if there's room in front of the house to park a car.
Yeah, there you go. That picture with, is it Mr. Higgins' report? Clearly shows the porch that I'm discussing.
Yes. But it also appears that there's room between the porch and the front of the property to park a car in the driveway there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the total, if you measure from the garage door to, I guess, the curb, we'll call that, I had measured one time, I got about 52 feet.
Right, well, you have 10 feet of that area from the curb going to, that's not yours, that's right away. The other's all yours for parking.
Okay, so now 52 becomes 42. And now if we have to stay back in the garage, because we don't have the 18-foot width, we have to stay back 6 feet plus 10, that's 16 feet. So now it's 52 minus 10 minus 16.
That's 36.
36 feet.
I'm sorry, 26.
Okay.
You still don't have any problems with 26 feet.
Yeah, so we'll have 16 feet in front of the vehicles and, you know, whatever, 16 feet behind the vehicles.
Okay.
No.
It will work fine for you, but go to 20 feet if you're going to do it.
So unless I'm driving a tractor trailer, I should be good.
Yeah.
You should be fine. Go to 20 feet.
Is that what you want to do?
I'm sorry?
Is that where we're going with this?
No, nobody's driving a tractor trailer here, no. But if you're suggesting, you know, a 12-inch, 16-inch, or 18-inch from the north side, I think we can live with that. And we'll go to the edge of the building and to the edge of the driveway, I'm sorry, to the edge of the existing porch and come straight out to the street. I think we can make that work, especially if we're allowed to remove that leaning tree that's out on the curb.
I'd be inclined to be okay with that if anyone wants to know.
Bill, are you good with that?
I recommend it personally.
What?
You recommend it?
I'm good with it.
What do we, okay, so that's the driveway. We're also talking about the sidewalk and the patios.
Okay.
If everything can just stay 18 inches off, it makes it easy for both neighbors to coexist in perpetuity.
So then all setbacks up to the 18 inches.
That's all. Everything else can be the way he wants it.
Yep. I think we can easily live with 18 inches all the entire length.
Bill, you're good with that?
Mr. Keegan,
Jim, are you good with that?
Yes.
Just have one question. He said yes. Mr. Keegan, is your driveway in a state of disrepair?
Yes, it put in before we moved here, and it's, it's an asphalt driveway, so it's cracking, and the roots of the tree are pushing up under the blacktop. So that's kind of what was the impetus of this whole project.
What about the sidewalk and the patio?
The sidewalk, if you're referring
He's gonna have to put in a new apron, and new depressed curb, Henry.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
What are the reasons for moving the sidewalk and the patio?
The sidewalk, I believe was probably put in original with the house, which is plus or minus 80 years old, and have been pitted and crumbled, and we just wanted to clean that area up as well.
Okay. Okay. Questions from the board? Questions? Mr. Fuller?
I have no questions unless there's somebody from the public that has a problem.
Mr. Malta?
I don't have any questions.
Mr. Van Wagner?
No, I like the proposal that's to be agreed upon.
Mr. Worrell?
No, I'm glad we worked it out.
Where am I? Who else is here?
Also, a few minutes late, but I have no concerns.
Where are you?
Mrs. Beal, no concerns either.
Mrs. Beal, where are you? I can't see you. I'm sorry. Okay.
No
Motion to
concerns,
close-
no concerns.
Motion to close the public hearing.
I just
Please,
have-
Amy, please call the roll.
Yeah, wait 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Bill, is there a condition that they replace the apron in a specific size? Bill? Bill Fitzgerald?
He muted himself. He muted himself.
Yes, Bill, unmute yourself.
It's not showing it's muted, but I've been having trouble hearing him the whole hearing. Now he's muted.
Let me call him.
He said something about a new apron or whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I lost the meeting for a minute. I had said he needs to put in a new depressed curb and new apron. Your standards for that, and the town engineer will look for a bond for that and want to inspect it, the right-of-way improvements.
Okay, but any specific size, or we have a code on that?
Well, if he's gonna have a 20-foot driveway, he's gonna have a 20-foot apron. We do. We have standard details that are available on the web.
Okay, so he's gonna need to add a new depressed curb and apron in accordance with municipal standards. Got it.
Yep.
Excellent.
I think I said that in my letter too.
As Mr. Keegan, are you going for 20 feet wide? Are you gonna leave it at 18, or you don't know?
I want to have the ability to do 20 feet. But I encourage you strongly to do 20.
Okay, I defer to the experienced gentleman. I appreciate his insights. Thank you.
Okay, I got it at 20 feet.
If you want.
Got it. I'm all set.
Jim Higgins, you okay with this?
Yes, I am.
I'm not used to seeing you with that full beard. Okay, anybody else from the board? Anyone else from the public to be heard? If you want to be heard, now's your time. Motion to close the public hearing.
So,
Wait, are you asking to be heard in reference to the situation you were just discussing, or any of the other
No,
situations that were listed?
just this case.
Okay. Nope.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
I need a second.
second, Van Wagner.
Amy, please call the roll.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Malta, Mr.
Yes.
Manel,
Yes.
Mr. Shephaka,
Yes.
Mr. Van Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Worrell,
Yes.
Ms. Beal,
Yes.
Okay. Action, please someone offer.
I'll offer a positive resolution with the conditions that were described earlier by Mark and Bill, with respect to the 20 feet, 18 inches on the north end, and the tree removal.
I'll second.
Okay, Amy, please call the roll.
the second was Mr. Fuller.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Malta,
Yes.
Mr. Manel,
Yes.
Mr. Shephaka,
Yes.
Mr. Van Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Worrell,
Yes.
Ms. Beal.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you to all the board members for your time and your patience. Thank you. Take care.
That brings us to our second case, Trent Hindeman, Block 78, Lot 11, 1000 Bendemeer Avenue, Wanamassa, Zone R6. This is an application for expansion to an existing rear deck with pre-existing nonconformities, and a variance is needed for front yard setback.
Henry?
Mr.
Can I make a
Higgins?
Question?
Yes?
You have 4 members of the public here at least. And
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe they're here on this application, and they may not have understood that all the other applications have been carried to other dates.
Right.
Yeah, so you might want to let them know so that they don't have to sit and watch this if they think there's going to be other hearings after this one.
Okay. This is the final application of the night. So, let me go here. Sandy Miller, what application were you, wanting?
We're here for the application regarding 335 Roosevelt Avenue.
Which is what?
They want to get a
That's
pool.
been carried.
That's not gonna be heard tonight. That won't be heard until July 16th.
July 16th. Okay.
Yes.
Same meeting way, or will we get another letter?
You'll get enough,
No.
no.
This is a notice.
Amy,
Mark Steinberger, we can't hear you.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds familiar. In any event, Amy, is the call-in the same?
Yes. All of
need
the
to do-
information is the same for next month's meeting.
Okay,
So July
so-
16th.
okay, because some towns,
July.
I'm dealing with other towns, and you have to notice again because they changed the codes. All right, yes, it'll be carried to the next meeting, July 16th, same time, same call-in, same video. No
Okay,
new
so
notes.
Will we have the same code number though to access this?
Yes.
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 And you just verified that the answer is yes. You will not get another notice. It was carried on the record earlier this evening for the next meeting.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Karen Doherty, I cannot hear you, but what case are you here for? Please unmute your, thank you.
I'm here for the same case, sir.
Well, July 16th. Okay,
16, I'm here for the same. 16,
Kendall Tara. What, are you here for
I'm
the
here
same
for the-
case?
for the same case, yes.
July 16th.
Mhm.
Paula Quasiano,
I'm here for the same case.
July 16th. I'm sorry. I read that before. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me. I know it's a little crazy. Emmanuel, what?
Same case, sir.
July 16th.
15th, 1-5.
1-6.
Okay.
Always
Okay.
on the Thursday, third Thursday of the month.
Third Thursday.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Which
you.
which now brings us to our second case, Trent Hindeman. Raise your hand, Trent.
Mr. Higgins for helping us
Nice
there.
to see you. Block 78, lot 11,000 Bendemeer Avenue, Wanamassa, Zone R6. This is an application for an expansion of his existing rear deck with pre-existing nonconformities. A variance is needed for the front yard setback. Mr. Higgins. Oh, wait. Amy, please mark the packet.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Jim?
Yeah, I'll just summarize. It's a corner lot. It has a non-conforming width of 75 feet where 100 feet is required. He constructed a deck. The deck itself conforms to the front setback on the corner, but there's roughly a 6 foot by 6 foot section of the deck for access, not only to the deck, but for access to the house. There's a door located. So that 6 by 6 section has to be located where it is. And that section requires a setback from Chestnut Avenue. It's 23.6 feet where 30 feet is required. The only concern I have is that the deck is open underneath and there's stuff stored under it. And it's rather unsightly when you look at it, particularly from Chestnut. I would suggest some sort of screening be put along the open area of the deck.
Thank you. Bill?
I have no engineering concern with it. Jim has the floor now.
Mr. Hinman, raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please tell us what you're doing.
So this project, I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with the area in Wanamassa, Bendemeer Ave specifically, but right on that corner of Chestnut Ave and Bendemeer, about 2 years ago, I'm not sure if any of you've driven past it, but it was a relatively unsightly pink house that was abandoned for about 12 years before my lucky self came along to purchase it and take on the challenge of renovating. In my packet submitted to Town Hall a couple of days ago, I included some before and after photos of the entire renovation, mainly just the exterior, including the bit of back porch that's in question. So not only do those photos highlight the change structurally and aesthetically of the home and the renovation, it also highlights how minor that 6 by 6 section of rear deck is. As a matter of fact, that is a smaller footprint than the pre-existing concrete landing and staircase.
Pause for 1 second. Pause for 1 second. The photographs you cannot use as part of this conversation. You had to have them in 10 days ago. You brought them in with a notice. So you can describe it, but there's no photographs with any of the members' packets.
I misread that as 3 everything, so that is my feeling to apologize. This was a major renovation, but the 6 by 6 rear deck that's in question is actually a smaller footprint than the pre-existing concrete landing and staircase that was there from original construction home. Those stairs that came from the decision which is fine, or doing some sort of renovation to the existing concrete landing. My decision, my reasoning behind adding this 6 by 6 piece of porch where that back door is, it was mainly out of safety. That concrete landing and stairs was heavily deteriorated, not only unsightly but also very unsafe. So my reasoning here was mainly out of safety to extend the back porch to that back door.
Okay. I've driven past the property and see what's going on there, and before and after. Thank you. But It's, to me, questions from the board?
I have one, Henry. It's Rich Van Wagner. So, Mr. Heinman, if you were to get an approval tonight, and it was conditioned upon screening the bottom of that deck as suggested by a professional, would you accept it?
Absolutely, absolutely. That was already sort of on the checklist of to do around the house. I wanted to wait until receiving approval or not approval about this piece of rear deck before I went ahead and sealed the underside. Just from any view of the street.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Mr.
Jim?
Fuller, anything? Mr. Manel? Mr. Malta?
Over here.
Mr. I'll get to you. Mr. Worrell?
No, sir.
Okay, wait, where's everybody else?
Mrs. Beal, no.
Mrs.
Beal,
Beal,
No
no?
concern. No concern. No concern.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mr. Steinberg?
Yeah, now, Jim, a condition would be that he screens the deck. Do we want to know the screening material? How are we going to handle this?
I would say that he submit a plan showing how he plans to screen it, whether it's going to be lattice that just screens it or whether it's going to be plantings that screen it, either way. But
As we subject
submit
to,
for either Bill's approval or my approval.
well,
Oh,
who's your,
do it subject to Jim's. It's his point. That's no problem.
subject to Jim, and when would that screening have to be installed? We would need a date, everything, since the deck is built, right?
I would say within 3 months. Because in the summer.
Okay, 90 days, I got it.
Is that okay with you?
Mr. Hinman, do you know what you want to screen it with by any chance right now? Maybe we can save you back and forth.
Yeah, sorry to speak over you. Yeah, I'd like to do lattice, and it is no problem getting that done.
I don't have a problem with
We're gonna put lattice so he doesn't have to then send you the plan and then all that stuff.
that. Lattice, and it should match whatever color it is, it should match the color of the deck.
Yep.
Or complement the color of the deck, one or the other.
Match what, the color of the deck or what? What was the second one?
Or complement it. A complementary color. It wouldn't have to match exactly, but it'd have to be something that goes with the color of the deck.
I know just previously looking into this, the decking material that I purchased, there's also a lattice material the same color, or I can do white, which is that color for the entire house.
Either is fine with me.
Perfect.
So we don't have to provide approval, and he's got to have lattice work to match or complement the deck, and it has to be installed within 90 days.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good? Is everybody good with that?
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just lost my meeting.
Yeah, I was losing it before. I lost it twice.
Are we still talking about meetings?
We're still in it.
There I am. Okay. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
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 Okay. Anyone here from the public to be heard?
Make
Okay,
a
motion
motion
to
to close the public hearing.
close the public hearing?
Moved.
Amy, please call the roll.
Okay. Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Malta,
Yes.
Mr. Manel,
Yes.
Mr. Shephaka,
Yes.
Van Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Worrell,
Yes.
Beal,
Yes.
Action?
I'll move for a positive resolution with the conditions described by Mark with respect to timing and material. And Mr. Fuller.
I'll second that.
Amy, please call the roll.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Malta,
Yes.
Mr. Manel,
Yes.
Mr. Shephaka,
Yes.
Mr. Van Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Worrell,
Yes.
Steele,
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Henman. You're
No,
good.
thank you, guys. I appreciate everybody here on the board, and especially Amy for dealing with all my phone calls to her. So thank you,
no
Amy.
problem.
Everybody. Have a great night.
Are we
Be
having a
safe.
motion to close?
Motion
We're
to
gonna
adjourn.
close. Be safe. Thank you.
Motion
Take
to
care.
close? Oh, motion. Motion to close.
Motion to close,
close.
seconded. Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay well,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night.
Thanks.
Good night.